The Vegas Regional is beginning this weekend. Here is a friendly reminder that your worth is not measured by a number next to your name on metaverses. Tournaments are loser lotteries. I've always been pretty good personally about setting minor goals, or I guess what you would call a side quest these days. I guess I would call them a side quest for myself in tournaments to make sure that I wasn't solely focused on winning. There was definitely some tournaments during like the MHA formats that felt pretty stale, where I couldn't find like a goal for my deck to achieve, like a really specific play or a really specific card combo that I wanted to pull off. Um, but also, some things don't really change, right? Like a lot of those formats were dominated by playing like back to back Texas smashes or like chain clearing gravity lift or nitro ignition with another one in the pool and stuff like that, and now playing back to back queens and doing all of that all at once, is just as good as it's always been. So, I've always tried to have like something I want my deck to do that doesn't, this isn't this kind of, I guess, makes it casual by definition, but I've always tried to have my decks achieve something that I really want them to do that isn't necessarily win the game. It's create some board state, it's create some combo that should hopefully theoretically put me either so far ahead that I win or outright does win the game, but I digress. I've always had that as like a what I would call like a minor goal. The major goal is always to win. It's always to do your best. You do want to win, but I've always tried to have something on the side, just in case. But when they announced the backup pricing, it was pretty hard not to focus on it. The appeal of getting your own official art on a card in the game at a theoretically more attainable tournament is hard to deny. I don't know exactly how difficult the average regional is to the actual Worlds tournament, but you got to put Worlds on the pedestal, right? But the closer it got to the tournament, the more I realized that focusing on the grand prize is kind of just falling for the same trap as trying to tie my enjoyment strictly to results. And the current format, the current standard versus thinking about all the kind of crazy possibilities I can do in retro, and the fact that retro doesn't have bad pricing either. Now retro has some pretty cool pricing. It's kind of lessened the blow of thinking about not performing well in the regional. The backup plan to play retro sounds like a lot of fun. That being said, the absolute nightmare mode of not getting to sign up for retro and just like losing in the first round on Sunday is like mid maxing the misery index. So I don't know. But I've thought a lot recently about how in other card games, making like a fake mock up card of yourself is a super normal thing. Content creators often do it for like channel assets or promotional material. I know a lot of couples get them made when they get married. In our game, it feels a little taboo in a way. It comes off almost as if you made yourself like a championship trophy, you know? But it's such a natural thing to do as a card gamer that I wonder what subliminal effects it has on a lot of our player base. There's a creative outlet there locked behind competitive success in a weird way. But I think it really clicked for me recently, when I was scanning like the MTG metagame sites and seeing top decks with like 51 and 52% win rates and online leads and like MTGO and Arena and stuff. Playing them myself and feeling like they had like real weaknesses and bad matchups and having to learn like a surprisingly different amount of lines for a game where it's typically as obvious as the name of the deck what to do with it. Is it prowess? It tells you everything you need to know if you understand what those words mean. Jeskai lessons, red deck wins. But I had started playing Demir Excruciator and really enjoying it, but it didn't feel like a typical transition to like picking up a top tier deck. Like didn't feel like normally net decking like what everyone considers is one of the best decks in a card game, or at least going from like casual made up slop from someone who doesn't know what they're doing, like me, to like, people who do. Um, and maybe the metagame has shifted more recently or whatever. Maybe I'm too late to the party, but once I got the hang of the deck, I became okay with only winning about 50% of my games. That probably just means the deck is balanced. And I thought about how a lot of players test, and I'm guilty of this too, and how after any loss, we feel the need to make changes to our deck. Yeah, after winning, usually the winners, there's usually one or two cards the winner would take out of their deck, right? And their deck worked the best statistically. So that's when I realized two things. One, it's okay to relax. Sometimes you have the right recipe and something else just went wrong. Sometimes their deck was also good, right? And it didn't, it didn't mean the deck doesn't work. It just means sometimes the other deck is good too. But two, that more important than worrying about having an answer to every possible interaction, was focusing on actually misplaying the deck. If I'm not making mistakes and I believe in the skill of my testing partners, then I shouldn't really be expecting to win all the time, anyways. And I feel like a lot of people test the deck and aren't satisfied until they go on like a win streak, and they feel like they've covered all their bases when in reality they're just probably on like, one uptick of the luck swinging in their favor. So I don't know. I also am guilty of wanting to be the guy who discovers like the super secret, never before seen Omega Devil combo that's like super unbeatable because nobody sees it coming, even even if it's super fraudulent if people do. Um, but this doesn't really feel like that format. If anything, Reiner was already that deck, and it's really weird actually getting to play in a format that's kind of the same, as before. Obviously, TOT being the major difference. So I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below before the tournament starts, or the regional starts. How open do you think the format actually is right now? Because I feel like it's actually kind of open in like a real sense, but it's one of those things where it's like deck A, deck B, and then it's like a category of deck, So it might not feel super open because like Mothra is theoretically doing the best at like the prison thing, and then Reiner's like the theoretical best deck because it beat full powered TOT or something. But I've also heard people say that the Reiner deck is only good at beating decks like TOT that don't play defense. So I don't know. I think Reiner's got pretty good matchups overall. But yeah, let me know if you think it's like super wide open or not. But yeah, I don't know if there's like a crazy left field deck, but Universes is a game that always surprises me. And so maybe there will be the post TOT super saucy deck, and we'll finally have a deck that wins a regional that no one complains about. Like nobody has a bad thing to say about it. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know. But I'm just excited that I get to see all my UVS pals and I don't have to get on an airplane. That sounds pretty cool. Uh, I'm not the biggest fan of traveling, especially traveling thousands of feet up in the air. So it'll be really cool to just like not have to do all that and get to see everybody. I'm also excited to play the air symbol before they inevitably ban another air card. I feel it in my bones. I can just feel it, like it's like you can smell rain in the air, and I think I think something's happening to one of these air cards again soon. So but if you stuck with me all this way, thanks for being a fan. And here are some memes that were supposed to make it into the last video, but I goofed up, and a couple of randoms to tide you over till next time. Peace out, everybody. I'll see you this weekend, hopefully.
What a maneuver!
おれよおれよおれよ
How sad for you.
No! No to every single one of your stupid fucking questions! I know how you feel, but we know what we must do. I know how you feel, we know what we must do.
Dust this bitch!
Keep your weapons out.
その絆にすがって失敗した。
Cause I only roll natural 20s. Jump on the necks of monsters. We're fighting for our life, and you just cannot lose again.
I want a racing car set.
A racing car set!
Listen, you don't want that. Those are assembled in Taiwan by kids like you. And these Coleman pigs, they sell it for triple the cost.
But I want a racing car set.
Oh, don't you see, kid? You're being bamboozled. These capitalist fat cats are inflating the profit margin and reducing your total number of toys.
Hey, this guy's a commie!
What a fucking vibe, Kill Dude. Of course, it's to a chuckle fucks Randy fucking Deku piece of shit. Randy fucking Deku. All you do is the same bullshit because you have everything. Your character has everything, and they cater to you. They change the rules for you to make you win more often. Oh, it's not good enough. Let's keep stadium transformations on. Oh, it's not good enough. Let's give him fucking Z-Jump. Oh, it's not good enough. Let's give him box controllers. Oh, it's not good enough. Let's give him fucking everything he needs. And he's the cool character, of course. Fucking cut, bitch. Fucking dumbass. Top tier, fuck, privileged fucking character, and your mains complain. Somehow they complain about what? Puff? God forbid. About what? Ices? Oh, just separate them, you dumb cunt. That's all you fucking need. You have a one-frame option off of drill. You have lasers. You have 19 recoveries. You don't have to do anything except win!
That's right, I know you like it, dog. Change my life, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You're loving it.
You don't want to do this, bro.
Oh, I think I do, buddy, because I got the moves that are going to make me #1. Why don't you just go with the best dancer? Hit it.
That girl is...
If I were you, I'd take precaution before I step to meet my gun.
Oh, God damn it.